What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here and welcome to the Minimal Smart Desk Setup. This is a setup that has a bit of everything, from simplicity to smart features that I've never seen before on a standing desk, elements of a retro modern look, and most of all, a very minimalistic feel that focuses on the core of productivity. I'm really excited to bring you this episode, and as always, if you would like to win something, just go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below about your favorite part of this setup, and also make sure you leave your Instagram username because that is the way we contact the winner in a couple weeks to avoid any spam or impersonators. Here are some of the giveaway winners from the other episodes on screen, and I also want to give a huge thanks to 3M Claw Heavyweight Hangers for sponsoring this video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the desk in this setup is the Beflo Tenon Smart Adjustable Desk. It is a sit-stand desk, and I've tested out so many desks over the years, but this one is by far the smartest, most feature-packed, and the most integrated all in one. It comes in a few different colors, including wood finishes as well as legs, and it also comes in 2 sizes. But on top of that, you can purchase a whole bunch of accessories that are compatible with the desk that allow you to take your experience to the next level, especially when it comes to integrated cables, stands, and minimalism. So let me tell you more about that. For this setup, I went with a cream finish, nice and simple, very similar to some of my original desk setups, and I just think it has very few distractions. It maybe isn't as sophisticated as the wood options, but I just love the way that it looks. It doesn't look like a standing desk. The mechanisms are integrated within the individual legs, and it has a channel that goes along the length of the back of the desk, and that is where a lot of the smart features are integrated. For starters, I have the Basalt accessory for this monitor, and it is able to give you a very seamless looking mount for your monitor with all of the cables integrated within and channeled throughout the bottom of the desk. The Flow accessory bundle also includes a whole ecosystem of mounts that go along the bottom of the desk. This includes cable management as well as a USB hub, which has access to like HDMI, USB, and just giving you expansion ports. But on top of that, if you take a look at the bottom of the desk, there is integrated power as well as additional USB charging ports and a headphone jack, and it includes storage compartments for your power bricks on the bottom, and everything that you want to add in terms of accessories are ones that you can just slide along the system, use the magnets, and you can tie the cables to it, plug everything in, while also keeping the singular power cable for the entire desk and its accessories seamlessly hidden along the leg. I also love the laptop mount, which just sits underneath. You slide your laptop in, plug it in, and it just kind of hides away so nicely. When it comes to the actual top of the desk, it has a nice scratch resistant surface, and I think it has like a very beautiful unibody design that wraps around the side, but I also love it from an ergonomic standpoint because we've been talking a lot about that in this video, and it has a natural curvature that goes along the front that makes it more comfortable to type on. And on top of that, the desk itself also has sensors to be able to know when you're at your desk, and you can then set schedules for sitting and standing specific to your height, and there's a whole interface within it. As you slide to unlock your desk, you can then adjust the brightness and the color of the LED lights that are integrated within the back, once again seamlessly, and you can also adjust your schedules both from the app and on the desk itself, in addition to adjusting the height manually. To take things even further, after all the things that I've talked about this desk and its premium features, it even has a scent insert, which is right here. And I just pop that in to the little insert next to the control, and there are different pods that you can purchase depending on your scent preferences, and it will give your desk and home office space a signature scent. Some people might love that feature, others might think it is the worst idea ever, but I actually found it to be quite pleasant. I also got the matching side cabinet, and what I love about this is that it has a cushion on the top. So if you have somebody coming over to your desk and sitting to chat for a little bit, you can slide it out, you can sit on it, And it's a nice cushioned seat that can also work as a footrest if you'd like it, but it also has additional compartments within to be able to keep your entire setup nice and organized. It honestly is one of the most beautiful desks that I have seen. I've wanted to get my hands on it for quite a few years and finally was able to add it to my desk setup. And I definitely recommend it if you're willing to spend the money and want to have something that is very well integrated and minimalist. So when it comes to building your dream desk setup, there are things that you're going to have to hang and mount around the room. And I'm someone who is absolutely terrible at doing DIY stuff. And so this right here is a 3M Claw drywall picture hangers. And I want to give a huge thanks to 3M for sponsoring this video. This is like a revolutionary system that takes all of the guessworks, the mistakes, the stud finding, and the use of tools needed out of hanging heavy objects. They have a model available in 15, 25, 45, and 65-pound strength holds. And whether you're trying to hang a clock, a painting, a mirror, or a nice little hook for your backpack, ladder, or tools, it really is down to your imagination of what you would like to mount on the wall. But let me talk about how the system works. It is a hanger system that is completely toolless. All you have to do is use the included spot marker, place it on the object that you want to mount, and it's made for things that are mounted no further than 3 inches from the wall. And then from there, once you've marked your spot, just go ahead and push the engineered hardened steel claws into the drywall anywhere, and you are literally good to go. It is a one-person job. Just mark, push, hang, and you're all done. For our office, I also picked up the 3M Claw drywall hooks, which offer the same heavyweight hanging solution, and I have hooks on my walls where I'm able to hang my backpack when I come to work every day, and I trust that the weight is nicely supported, and it's also a very clean look as well. So if you guys want to go ahead and pick up the 3M Claw products for yourself, whether it is your home office, desk setup revamp, or home project in general, I'm going to drop a link down below, and a huge thanks to them for sponsoring this video. So I'm sure you guys are all wondering by now what monitor this is. It is the brand new ASUS ProArt 32-inch OLED monitor, and it was unveiled, I believe, back at CES, but I haven't been able to talk about it till now because it is finally available. And I have been dying to talk about it because I would say it is the closest monitor to the perfect one for my specific workflow as someone who splurged on a couple Pro Display XDRs from Apple. It is not cheap. It comes in at nearly $2,000, and I'm just gonna say right now, most people who are looking for a standard monitor or even a gaming model in particular are gonna find this too expensive. But if you are thinking of buying a reference monitor for video editing, photo editing, creative work, and need a monitor that is accurate, bright, calibrated, and can work in HDR workflows, as well as gaming, motion graphics, and also like game development, this right here is a total package. When it comes to specs, it is a 4K UHD display, and I'd say that is the only downside in my eyes. I would like to be like a 5K or maybe a 6K display, but it does have a 100% sRGB coverage and 99% DCI-P3 color gamut, and it has a refresh rate of 240 Hertz, a response time of 0.1 milliseconds, and it does have variable refresh rate as well, which means I could technically game on this monitor and it will give me incredible performance. It is a lot of money to spend on just a gaming monitor if that's all you're planning to use it for, but productivity is where it is able to shine. And as someone who has Macs as well as Windows computers and also gaming consoles, I'm able to use all of them on this display. It features a Thunderbolt 4 input with 96 watt power output, so you can go ahead and plug in your computer, it'll keep it charged and connected with a singular cable, and it also supports HDMI 2.1. I also love the fact that it has a bit of a gloss finish to it, but it has a good anti-reflective coating, as you can tell with the light directly applied to it, where you don't really notice it at all. So I think if you're looking for the best overall monitor, as someone who might have been considering the Pro Display XDR, but are looking for more features, more compatibility, and a lower price point, then this is honestly the best option that I've seen. So another part that is really important for any desk setup is the chair that you're sitting on. This right here is the HBADA E3 Pro chair, and it is one that has a whole realm of features. While in this minimalist color that I've picked out with the gray finish, it goes so perfectly with the Beflo desk. The chair has a T-shaped support structure which allows the neck, shoulders, and waist to achieve all-round relaxation and comfort in any position. It features a 3-zone elastic lumbar support where the chair is able to really adapt to your body, providing full back support and also a sense of wrapping, as you can see here, which actually changes the sitting posture to be more comfortable over a long period of time. The 4D headrest also fits at different heights and postures, whether you're leaning forward, sitting upright, reclining, or to support your neck and head. And I just love how form-fitting it is, and with the multi-element design, it just has like a segmented portion, each one focusing on a different area of comfort needed. These armrests are also very nicely adjustable, and the customization is taken further beyond being able to raise, lower, rotate, slide, but also fold them up in an ergonomic angle. Here there's also the backrest lift, which adjusts the chair back up and down to fit your body depending on your height and your back position. It's also a very high quality, breathable material that lasts a long time. It's a very solidly built, customizable chair that doesn't break the bank. And I think it just goes very well with the whole theme of comfort in this video. So if you guys want to go ahead and check it out for yourself, I'm going to leave a link down below. Another product that is really good for anyone who's looking for a minimal and refined productivity setup though is the iPad Air M3. I recently just did a video of this on the channel, and honestly, it is more power than most people are going to need. The M3 processor is really great even for photo editing, video editing, definitely for stuff like general productivity such as emails, notes, documents, and any sort of app that you'd like to play, and games. And so I feel like in a world where most people don't really need the power of the iPad Pro and shouldn't spend the money on it, the iPad Air is an excellent option. And in this case, I actually have a paper-like 2.1 screen protector added on top of it, and so you can get like the paper-like writing experience with your Apple Pencil thanks to the paper-like screen protector. It features a nano dot technology which has like these little beads that you can't see, and it provides realistic paper experience through the little fibers that you usually experience when you're writing on paper. It also gives the iPad a really good anti-glare finish, which is important out in the sun, especially on the iPad Air display because it isn't as bright as the one that you're gonna find on the iPad Pro. And even right now, I mean, there's a camera light about 2 feet away right here, and you can see that it's able to deflect the glare very nicely. And so it's definitely an accessory that I recommend checking out. And I also have the Apple Pencil grip from Paperlike as well. They make accessories for all iPads on the market, so I'm gonna leave a link down below if you guys wanna check that out. So let's go ahead and talk about some of the desk accessories. I brought over my main keyboard and mouse that I use in my office desk setup, including the Logitech Lift mouse. I really like this model. I had quite a few of them sitting around the office for quite a while, and honestly I wasn't using them for a bit, but I just needed something to use, and I found that this is actually very comfortable for everyday ergonomics. I find that it is actually more comfortable than the MX line for long periods of use. The only thing that I feel like it's missing is the horizontal scrolling. And I think that's what makes the MX Master Series the best one. But if you're looking for a productivity mouse and you don't need the horizontal scrolling, I think this is an excellent option. When it comes to the keyboard, on the other hand, this right here is the Mode Encore. I have it in the cream color with the wood finish on the side. And with this desk setup, I haven't really decided if it is going to be an oak or a walnut setup. So I've actually kept it pretty clean for the most part. But the rest of the keyboard actually has a champagne or starlight color to it. But overall, these are very nice to type on. I find that it has a good hybrid of like a tactile and a clicky feel. And I've tried out a lot of Mode keyboards with various configurations, and this has been my favorite one so far. When it comes to the desk mat, it is from Orbit Key, and this is one that has a nice white faux leather finish to it, and it matches the color of the desk. And at the same time, time, you have a small felt pad that just adds layers to the design, but you can also have notes and anything that you want to just keep underneath for quick access. And over on the left side here, you actually have a little cable holder. So say you have a charging cable or something that you need to plug in, it can actually hold that cable there. And on the large model, they actually have that channel along the top. So I have quite a few of these Orbit key mats in the office just to protect the desks, whether it is in a light or a dark color. So when it comes to the speakers, I've gone with the Auras from Kanto once again. They come in two different sizes, and in my home setup I have the 4s, and in this case I have the standard size. And I feel like for any like small to medium sized room, it delivers a lot of power. But the reason why I like them so much is because they look great, they sound great, and they also connect to your computer via USB Type-C. I know you guys have seen my videos for quite a while where I've used these speakers, and I've kind of stuck to the same ones over the years, whether it was Audio Engine at some point or Kantos, but I personally really like the Kantos at the moment because they have been updated with new technology that connects to your device easily, gives you different options for inputs, has an on-speaker control, but at the same time it isn't too big, because a lot of times I see people have studio monitors who don't really need them, and it literally takes up half of the desk. So another really great product for a minimalist workflow is the Remarkable Paper Pro. And this new model that I've been using recently has been awesome because it has a lot of great improvements on top of an already very solid product. First off, it has a larger display. And it also has colors now, so you're able to highlight things, visualize things, and I found that that was a very useful feature. And at the same time, it also has a glass panel. So as you're gliding the marker across, you'll just find that it has a more solid and tactile feel. That is also thanks to the fact that the marker has a graphite tip, so it simulates a real pencil. And I mean, it really is just like an awesome product, and I find that it's useful for real estate stuff. I like to be able to draw and annotate directly, but I also like the fact that it syncs to the cloud very easily, and they make it seamless to be able to drag files directly in to your cloud folder, whether it is on the browser, the app, or the desktop app. So I did do a full video of the Remarkable Paper Pro, and I think this new model has a lot of great updates, and I mean the battery life lasts forever. So when it comes to computer powering this desk setup, I have the brand new MacBook Air M4, and I absolutely love it, and I can honestly say there's no better time to purchase a new MacBook than right now. The MacBook Air M4 now comes with 16 gigabytes of base unified storage with the M4 processor, and that is pretty much what I used for quite a few years now. If you're doing daily productivity tasks, creative work, and really need a computer that is quite capable, has incredible battery life, and just a very beautifully designed experience, especially in this blue color, I do think Apple has really nailed it with this generation when it comes to the value of it, and especially if you're coming from a MacBook Air a couple years ago, or especially the previous generation, it's gonna be night and day. So when it comes to the shelf in this office, I'm sure you guys have seen a version of this before. It is based on the original IKEA Enitree, which was a Niels Gammelgaard design shelf in 1985, which was then released in 2002 in, I believe, a light wood color. And then in 2018, as part of IKEA's 75th anniversary, they launched a limited edition black and white one. And that is the one that you guys have probably been seeing on your local Facebook marketplace for very high prices, with all of them being in really bad condition. And so IKEA launched a rebirth version that has these different colors on one side and a white finish on the other side. So the best part about it is that you can actually rotate it around depending on what you prefer for your specific setup. But in this setup, I felt like everything was already white, so I like that splash of color. I saw the condition of the ones that were for sale online, and they were all kind of beat up, and I feel like it's due to like the material or the quality. And the quality on this one is just as bad. I mean, this entire shelf shakes back and forth, and we've been having some little earthquakes lately. I think this entire shelf is gonna fall down, and they do include screws to screw it against the wall, but I at least would have thought that if they were gonna do a rebirth version of an iconic, popular shelf, the quality is going to be a bit better. But enough with that rant. In terms of what I have on this shelf, these are some products that you guys have probably seen me feature before. One of my favorite speakers right now is the Bowers & Wilkins Zeppelin Pro. I think it sounds great. It looks really cool as well. It has a little LED glow that you can set to every color, similar to this desk. And I also just have some coffee accessories, lamps, speakers, music stuff. I generally like to keep my props pretty simple, and I feel like there's no better shelf than this to do it. I really like having a shelf right next to my desk setup. You guys saw that in my home setup with the Vitso. I just like to have like little accessories and things that you can place that you can look over and enjoy as sort of like an accent or a display as an extension to your workspace. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And as always, if you enjoyed, make sure you go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what your favorite part is. And honestly, this was a desk setup that when we were starting to put it together and design it, I almost felt like it was too boring. I was used to making setups that tried to push the boundary a little bit when it comes to having different accessories and products. And I feel like over the years, I started out from minimalism, ended up going towards maximalism, and then at the end of the day, realized that going back to a simple and like focused desk setup is a lot of times the best setup possible. And I really feel like this is one that is just so nice, and I personally want to shift all my stuff over to here and actually use this room in the office. It really does showcase what is important about a desk and what you actually need, as well as modern day technology that is integrated in our furniture and products that we don't really think much about, but can really make an effective day, especially if you work from home. So if you guys enjoyed it, make sure you go ahead and drop a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.